What's going on, Internet? It is your boy, Eric Banholz, back again with another podcast short with Clayton Cook.
Hello, hello.
And today, we are going to tell you the 5 must-have traits you need to become an awesome leader. All right, Clayton, let's have it. What's the first thing you need to do to become a great leader?
The first thing we wrote down for improving your leadership, becoming a great leader, is to have a vision, to have an idea.
So if you're blind, can you become a great leader?
Absolutely. There's been Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder, plenty of great blind leaders. But you have a vision in the sense of, or an idea of, like, you can't score if you don't have a goal. So you have to kind of have this thing that you want to work towards. Have this thing that you're going to get people to rally around. Maybe it's starting a company. Maybe it's an idea of maybe you just want to become a better leader within your family or your community, or if you're starting a basketball team or Dungeons and Dragons,
Yeah, so like the foundation for leadership is really that vision. It's like understanding where you're going to go, and it's almost like putting something into GPS. Like if you have no destination to go to, where you want to end up.
Yeah.
So you got to have that vision for where you want to go, where you want to get there, how you want to get there. And that's when you're really going to be able to pile everyone in the bus to get you where you want to go.
Yeah, find that vision for change or achievement, and you get that goal, and now you have something to start working towards, to get people on board with. It's going to help inspire people too.
Sweet. All right, Clayton, attribute number 2. What do you got to have to become a great leader?
You're going to need some self-awareness.
Oh, really?
Yeah, self-awareness is, and it's something that all of us are going to struggle with. It's going to be a thing that for the rest of your life that you're going to be, I think you should be working towards. But the more self-aware you are, the better understanding you're going to have about your own strengths and weaknesses. Once you understand what your strengths are, you can really use them to drive your goal forward, to drive like your team forward. And then when you understand your weaknesses, you're able to reach out and find people on your team or people within your circle that it's your weakness, but it's their strength.
Right.
So once you can bring them in, now it's like Captain Planet.
Oh, there you go. Bring the rings together.
Yeah, with our powers combined, you bring in these people who have different strengths and can work together, and now you have that synergy, that the group doing something bigger than the sum of their parts.
I think one interesting thing about becoming self-aware that's really important is that humility that you're going to have to develop, and recognize that we aren't perfect individuals, and the things that we do aren't necessarily the best, and there are things that we can improve on, and there are things in our lives that maybe we're repressing or hiding, or kind of going la 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 la, pretending that we don't have an issue because we're not ready to deal with it. So to a certain degree, to become self-aware, you really need to bring those demons to the forefront and understand who you are, and be okay with who you are, and be okay with the things that you've done in the past.
Yeah, that's why you can't be afraid of failure, because what failure is going to help reveal character. It's going to help reveal those things. And so you'll find, as you're failing, you're going to find like ways to overcome that, and to improve yourself, and to get better, and to become more self-aware.
Yeah, and listen to people. Those suggestions are all around you, so it's out there. You just have to listen.
Yeah, and nice to have that different perspective, whether sometimes it's from someone older or younger or a peer or something like that. They'll see it a little different. You can listen to them and gain some more knowledge.
Absolutely. All right, we've got 2 traits that you guys are working on. The third trait, what is it, Clayton?
Communication.
Yeah, I can't talk really well. I'm kind of like dyslexic, and if anyone's ever seen a video before, like, you understand that words and Eric don't get along well. So am I screwed?
You can kind of bubble. No, you're fine. It's some people are natural communicators. Some people are very good at standing up in front of a crowd and expressing their idea to people and to have that connection. And even if you're not, that's still okay. You can maybe you find that communicator, or you find that person, that confidant. But being able to have the idea up here, to have the goals and the things that you want to achieve up in your mind, and then to be able to communicate them properly to others, that's going to help spread your vision. That's going to help get people all on the same page, and like get on the same wavelength. And
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of different styles. You know, like if you're like me and you don't really orate, is that a word?
yeah,
If you're not a great orator and you can't speak very well, you tie it in with like other personality traits. Like you try to be entertaining to maintain their attention, right? So I can talk a little bit longer to get my idea out because I'm a little more entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas someone can be really great with words, just be super direct and people can understand it clearly. Or even like in Steve Jobs' case, you can be a complete asshole, but surround yourself with people who can almost filter that, you know, typical asshole personality so that other people are inspired to be around you, or your vision is just so great that they don't care.
It's obvious. Yeah, that's where the like self-awareness plays in, is like, as you know kind of where your strengths and weaknesses are with the communicating, then you can find, you know, maybe you're not a great speaker, but you're a hell of a writer. Like you can sit down in your room and you can type out like an email or a newsletter to get your point across. Or maybe you're an artist, and to communicate that idea, you give us a visual of what you're going for, something like that. But yeah, using your strength, that self-awareness, to then find your best way to communicate what your goal or you're striving for is, and you'll see better results.
What is the fourth thing that you need, Clayton, to be a great leader?
Big number 4 is you need a leader yourself. You need a mentor, some kind of leadership example, to help you have something to look at and to follow.
Yeah, like a coach, like someone who keeps you on track, keeps you accountable.
Yeah, as we're growing up, we always have these things in our lives. We have our parents are setting an example for us of how to be an adult in the world, and our teachers are setting examples, and they're teaching us. And our coaches, if we're playing sports or getting involved, we have coaches and teachers and these mentors, and then, you know, as you get out of school, get out of college, and you get a little older, and you start feeling very like independent, you kind of sometimes you lose that mentor, that guiding example for you.
And I think what's important to note is it doesn't need to be like one person. Like you can take coaching from several different people. See examples like read a book from a famous entrepreneur or famous leader, learn from them, you know, have friends who are great at various things in their life and take inspiration from that and learn from them and really piece it together to have your own network of coaching, your own network of influence to help you become that better leader.
Yeah, and examples kind of for me is I really admire Greg Popovich of the San Antonio Spurs, and I like his approach and the way that he can implement his personality onto his organization. Or like Elon Musk always is, he's using his imagination to push things forward. And so just whether they're business owners or coaches or inspirational speakers or just someone that you know in your community that you see step up, it's fun. It's nice to look at them and see the attributes and the way that they do things, and then find ways to fold that into your own life.
Sweet. And Clayton, the fifth trait that you're going to need to master to become an awesome leader, what is it?
You got to lead by example.
Woo!
You have to set the example.
My example is I'm 6'5", so you got to be like me.
You just got to put on come into work with some heels. Yeah, once you're in a leadership position, you have people looking up to you. You have people that you are asking to go out and work for you and help you achieve these goals, and you have to be willing to do the same things that you're asking of people. If you've got something where everyone's waking up at the crack of dawn to work really hard, you need to, you're going to want to wake up so earlier than them and be there and, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready to lead the charge. Because that's you're the one that everyone's looking to now. And if you're not putting in the work that you expect of others, then you're going to see them fall by the wayside.
Yeah, and that's how you're going to win loyalty with people is no one wants to do your stuff. Like they don't want to do your dirty work. So, but they're willing to do work and they're willing to work hard for you if they understand that you're right there next to them as a peer, as you're willing to fight through and win the battles that it takes to become whatever your vision is to get to that end game. So, they're going to follow you and they're going to be next to you. But it doesn't always mean that you have to do everyone's work too,
No.
right? So you've got to be a good delegator. You've got to be able to build focus around things and take advantage of other people's skills and talents to come together to set yourself above and beyond what you expect.
Yeah, my first job in college that I had, my manager had a tradition as he brought on a new employee and we were going over the closing routine at the store I worked at. He took the new employee to the bathrooms their first day at work, and they didn't have to do any work, but he cleaned the bathroom and made it spotless.
Yeah.
And then when he got done cleaning the bathroom, he said, "That's so you know how I like to get it done. That's so you know that I'm willing to put on gloves and scrub this nasty place." And he was like, "So you're going to follow this example, and we're going to set the same example for everyone that comes through, that I'm willing to do the nastiest job that we have here and do it right, because if we can do that job right, then we'll do everything else and do it to completion and right."
Awesome. With those 5 traits, you guys are going to become the greatest leaders you can and make the world a better place. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for the comments. Cheers.
Beard on.
And beard on.